All right, enough messing around, huh? Let's play this game.
It's now time for Albuquerque's only show dedicated to firearm training, safety, and the sportsman. It's the Calibers Sportsman Show with Will and Ryan. Follow Calibers on Twitter, Facebook, and check them out online at CalibersUSA.com. They'll be taking your calls at 994-1017. And now your hosts, Will and Ryan, and the Calibers Sportsman Show.
What? You're like already talking over the mic. I can't even hear you. What are you saying? You were just saying something.
I was saying that to start the gun news, that NBC is being sued for libel slander for comparing Tannerite targets to terrorists by killing Americans.
Well, so that's what you're upset about.
I'm pretty upset about that. I mean, so NBC is comparing Tannerite to radical Islamic terrorists.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, what is Tannerite?
Tannerite, the definition, it's a target that goes off, explodes when struck by high-velocity rounds, moving at more than 2,000 feet per second.
So basically, it's like a dumbed-down TNT. You're supposed to be able. Here's what I would say: you're supposed to be able to have fun with Tannerite. Like, you can use it as an exploding target. You can blow up watermelons, other melons. You can blow stuff up with it. I don't see the comparison to ISIS or terrorism. I just don't get it. Anyway, so we're off to a good start today with you. You're already upset.
So what are you trying to say, that I'm an upset human being? Or
No!
Well, you're saying I'm already
listen,
upset.
I don't know. Like, we're going off of last week where you and I kind of need therapy. We've decided, remember?
No, that's you that said that. I'm perfectly fine with myself.
Well, we all know who I am in the relationship. Hey, guys, this is Will and Ryan.
He said that, by the way, not me.
I was kidding. It's the Caliber Sportsman Show with Will and Ryan. Man, I'm excited. Saturday afternoon. I'm so over the heat. I'm ready for winter. I'm done. It's actually been a little bit cooler this week. It's been nice.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's opening up in the 60s in the morning.
It is. It's fantastic. Anyway, we're on ESPN Radio 101.7 The Team, and man, I'm pumped today. We got Mike, we got Robbie, we got you.
Oh, yeah. I like my position in that it goes everyone except for me.
I said you in the beginning.
No, I'm last, but
it says your name in the title of the show.
Yeah, even that's second.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes.
We're just a little hurt over here because Ryan's looking all buff in that Calibers polo shirt.
Boom.
You been in the gym, Ryan?
Dude, he's a gymaholic. And right now he's paying for it because his left arm, I'm sorry, it's hurting a little. It's hurting.
Yeah, I got something going on there.
I want everybody to wave at Ryan when they're at the gym. Please. Can I say what gym you go to? Can we plug that?
No, let's not plug that.
I just want to have everybody wave to Ryan when he's at the gym off of Wyoming and San Antonio.
Well, back at week 1,
you told me you went to Jazzercise across the street.
Back at week 1, we started that off by the fact that I thought there was a gentleman at my gym that was Bob Brown, and I kept saying hi to him, and the guy was like, "Who the blank are you?"
Ryan would wave to this guy from across the gym, and every time he'd be on the treadmill. Well, Ryan was on the elliptical. The guy was on the treadmill. I'm just kidding. Ryan gave me a dirty look. Anyway, so I'm excited. We're going to talk a lot of football today. A lot of football. Because, I was excited on Thursday night. Tony Romo, we'll talk about that. He went down. Love it. I'm just saying.
That is wrong.
Mike's already getting mad at me.
Wait, yeah, you can't be excited about somebody getting hurt?
Yeah, it's Tony Romo.
Still, that's awful.
Cough. No, I can't.
You cannot celebrate somebody getting hurt.
Listen, Des Bryant had a concussion this week, so that was awesome. Tony Romo got hurt.
We talked about the people of Albuquerque last week.
Absolutely.
those people are out there listening, man. They know where to find you.
Absolutely.
You're asking for. Well, I guess if
You
they
do know this is the Calibers
right,
show.
right. Never mind.
Like, okay.
Point taken.
Come and talk to me about football at my store. One of them.
Only at the store, though. Nowhere else.
Only at the store. If you see me out, please don't talk to me football. Just kidding. You can say hi. Anyway, so I've got Robbie and Ryan are desperately looking up numbers right now because we're going to talk fantasy in a little bit. I do have 2 pieces of gun news. Well, one, Ryan already talked about the Tannerite issue. And for those of you who don't know why this kind of came up recently, was there is a viral video of a guy going around where he filled a lawnmower with Tannerite, and way more Tannerite than was necessary, and then shot it, not within the restrictions of where Tannerite, the company, says you should shoot, and he ended up shooting the lawnmower, and the lawnmower blew up, and one of the blades from the lawnmower came back at him and cut his leg off. Completely off. And it all got caught on camera. So, he wasn't even following the rules. He wasn't following the instructions. Shot the lawnmower, blew his own leg off. So now this is like gotten pushed into the mainstream media, obviously. So
Now, for all the listeners
Yeah.
that and me, typically I'm a listener of your guys' show.
I appreciate that.
Can you guys explain one more time what Tannerite is? Because I'm still not. So it's like a substance that's used to explode.
Yeah.
Or?
So basically, it's a substance that it's supposed to be used as like an exploding target. So you can use it on outside ranges to where, like, if you put it inside of a melon, right, and you shot the melon with a little bit of Tannerite in it, it makes a bigger explosion than just shooting the melon would make.
Got it.
So it's completely legal. B, it's not regulated like regular explosives would be, and for that reason, it's meant to be used in small increments. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not meant to be like, hey, we're going to blow up this barn with Tannerite. That's not what's happening. Or we're going to blow up this mountain with Tannerite. That's not what its main purpose in our industry is used for. So actually, Calibers will have Tannerite. Just to plug that, Calibers will have that in about a month and a half. We're going to start carrying Tannerite. Ding.
I'll get on the radio copy ASAP.
Just we're going to make a disclaimer. Please don't put this in your lawnmower. Like, that's ridiculous. Anyway, so that was that. Then also, the other piece of bad news, gun-wise, that I am not excited about is Ryan's watching the video right now.
I'm watching a Tannerite video where they put 30 pounds of Tannerite in an old Bronco and shot it.
Yeah, I saw that. Boom.
Boom.
Also not the intended use on a range. But it's just like, yeah. Robbie's expression. So Calibers will have that in about a month and a half. So
You cannot use that on the range.
yeah, actually, big disclaimer for
I
real.
just saw something awesome.
What?
That's I apologize.
No, it's okay. Then I'll
gotta-
talk about New Mexico CCW.
No, this is really upsetting.
Oh.
So there's a gentleman running for president from New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
His vice president nominee, Mr. Massachusetts Governor William Wild,
William Weld, yeah.
has stated that the AR-15 is a weapon of mass destruction and should be banned.
Yeah, he said that a few weeks ago. Here's the problem that I have with that. Governor Johnson is actually very pro-Second Amendment.
So how can you have a pro-Second Amendment president and a non-pro-Second Amendment vice president?
I don't know. It's like you have Barack Obama and then you have his puppet, Joe Biden.
But you mean the guy
you
who
can
said
have differing
the guy
opinions.
that said to shoot rounds up in the air?
Just hey, if you want to get rid of an intruder, shoot your shotgun out the back of your house and he'll run away. That's not how Joe Biden sounds. I understand that, but I can't do Irish or Russian like Ryan. So
I still haven't gotten the Russian back.
Ryan also cannot do Russian. And his Irish is shaky at best.
it depends on how many adult beverages Ryan has had.
Yeah.
And how good. Well, actually, the perception of how good. All right, let's try to keep.
I was going to say, I think it might depend on how many adult beverages we've had. And then he might be great at everything.
Man,
This sounds like a great idea.
maybe we should go try this after this show. Saturday afternoon, Horse and Angel.
White Horse and Angel. There's an Irish pub right down the street.
We'll leave the Tannerite behind though.
Yeah, there's gonna be no tan right there. So on the other piece, New Mexico CCW. I'm actually very sad about this, and it has been confirmed. 12 states have been dropped. 12 states have been dropped by the state of New Mexico for reciprocity of our CCW.
Why is that?
Their standards just weren't up to New Mexico's CCW standards.
Everyone knows that our standards are actually the highest in the entire country.
Correct. So now there's only 20 states that recognize, or that we recognize theirs, and we have reciprocity with them. So that's kind of a bummer. Not going to lie. I don't know how you feel about a federal CCW. See, I know.
I made a
That's
face.
the face that everybody gives.
Everyone, just so that the, since we're not on DirecTV yet, so everyone knows that was me making a face.
Well, I'm just, I'm bummed because having a concealed carry license it's great, and I think that it should be recognized all over the country. I don't know why we have, I don't know. Here we go again. State versus federal rights. It's whatever. But I'm bummed about that. So, anyway, you don't look too bummed. You kind of look bummed.
No, my head started to spin there for a second because of the NRA event that we'll be putting on at Caliber soon.
Oh.
So I was
Why
talking.
don't you tell me about this?
So the West Side will have an NRA event, but the key component to that, so we're going to have a bunch of politicians coming to Calibers. It's going to be the NRA. Tara Mika will be coming in town for it. And
Tara Mika is our NRA rep, for those of you that don't know.
Yeah, she's a national rep.
Yeah.
So, but in discussion with her, this is going to be a unique opportunity for NRA members to meet with the politicians. So you have to be a member of the NRA. So what I'm trying to say to everyone real quickly is get your NRA membership so you can meet with the NRA people at Calibers and some of the politicians that will be coming up in this year's election.
Do we have a date for that already?
I can find that out pretty quick.
Okay. Well, Ryan's looking that up. That way we can let everybody know. Because I think that is cool. That's a unique opportunity for everybody to come out. It's always, we've said it before, it's always good to meet your politicians because those are the ones making the decisions, right? Right, Robbie?
Yes, sir.
Oh, when are you going into politics?
You know, I'm fine right here on ESPN Radio as long as I get to hang out with you guys. And
I like your answer there.
I prefer,
I'm not buying you any beer later.
I prefer listening to you guys talk about politics and talking a little football, but hey, it's all good stuff, you know?
Got it.
Go.
It's going to be Saturday, September 24th in the morning, starting at 9 a.m.
Starting at 9. Okay, so
at the West Side location.
Okay, so is it only open to NRA members, or can still everybody come by?
The only way, so
Since
of course,
it's during-
Calibers will be open, but the politicians and our representatives will be inside our classroom,
Gotcha.
and you will have to be an NRA member to interact with them, to
Gotcha.
have
Okay.
discussions.
That makes sense. Well, and you can actually do that. You can go into our stores and sign up, or you can go on to NRA.org.
And sign up.
And
It's
sign up
real
there.
quick. For your basic membership, it's like $5. But this
Yeah.
at least gives you a voice to go and talk to some people that are talking about the Second Amendment.
No, I like that. That's a good way to get around it. So, okay.
Sorry about that interruption.
No, that's good.
That was a very boring segment right there.
All right, yeah, let's ramp it up. Let's ramp it up a little bit because we talked business, right? So let's actually talk some other business. Boom. That's us getting ready for the apocalypse. We're getting our tannerite right now in my weapon of mass destruction. Just kidding. AR-15s are awesome.
I love mine.
I love mine. I got a Daniel Defense.
You got
Couple
one,
of them.
Robbie?
No.
What's up with that?
Why? Are you American?
You know what, Ryan?
Oh, this ought to be good.
Only guns I believe in are these ones that are hanging off my
I
shoulder.
knew it. I knew that was
No,
coming.
no.
I knew because he started raising his arm. He's like, the guns.
Those are small guns.
I know. I think we call those
Pistoles.
like 22s, little 22.
I see water pistols.
Are those Nerf guns? Is that what's going on? I'm just making sure.
Well, I think everybody should own a gun. Especially if they're able to keep it safe. But I don't own an AR-15, and I probably need to go to Calibers a little more often and practice on the range because I'm dangerous when one of those bad boys are in my hands.
No, come in and have some fun.
I plan on it. You guys have the absolute best training classes around. Climate controlled shooting range.
Look at Robbie. He's trying to do the plug. I like it.
Largest inventory selection of guns, safes, ammo, accessories.
I think what he did was he just memorized our commercial and just repeated the commercial back.
That was pretty good, actually. Thank you for that.
I like it. Thank you.
No, I'm being serious.
Okay,
man.
so I want to talk a little smack for a minute to you.
To
You and Mike a little bit. I haven't really gotten to discuss this with Robbie a little bit, but we had this article about DraftKings.
Oh, hang on. Weren't we going to...
Yeah.
I thought we were going to do the... we got 10 seconds to boom, 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 boom.
10 seconds? How
like
are we going to do all that in 10 seconds? I know what you're talking about.
All right. Go ahead. Go back to
We're
whatever
going to do that in a little bit. We're going to do that in a little bit.
All right.
So that way you can do your research before.
Oh, I don't need any research.
Oh, yeah?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So just for everybody to know, last week, if you don't remember, we said that we were going to choose our top 10 fantasy team. Because we can't go through a whole team. We were going to choose our top 10 players for a fantasy team, right?
All time, though.
All time. But it can include current players. Is that what we decided?
All time includes current players.
So
absolutely.
That's called all time, Will.
That
It's not past time or previous time or
and you're
future
fired
time.
up.
I know. I'm about to throw this microphone
Please don't.
across the room. I don't know how much these cost, but it's about to cost us some money.
Sometimes it'll be worth it, but we'll send you an invoice.
I love it. So we're going to do that. But I do want to talk about this. DraftKings and FanDuel, right? So they're the two biggest daily.
Yeah, I'm thinking of
fantasy
starting my
sports.
own.
What are you going to call it?
BA draft time.
All right. Oh, that's the worst name I've ever heard.
Well, I can't say the real name.
Well, the implication is there. BA draft time makes sense. But I want to talk about this. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. I want to get everybody's opinion on this ESPN article that came out, and then like an hour later, this Fortune article that came out talking about
That
daily fantasy sports.
they went busted.
Well, the exact word was implode. There was an implosion amongst these two companies, and Fortune is saying that's not accurate. So they're calling out ESPN. So anyway, we'll talk about that on the other side of the break.
We're doing that on the other side. Of the
We're
break?
going to do that on the other side of the
All right.
break. We got to do that on the other side.
We gotta get
Right.
Robbie a little more lively.
I know, man. Do you need some Red Bull? Do you need some Tannerite? What do you need?
Hey, I'm just enjoying the show like I do every Saturday, man. Just happy to be here.
All right, let's see you on the other side. We're going to talk some fantasy. Oh, man.
Coming out.
Mo money, mo problems. We're going to talk about that. DraftKings and FanDuel ran into a lot of mo money, mo problems.
So is this an auction draft?
It's what?
More money, more problems.
So we can talk about it. It's the Caliber Sportsman Show with Will and Ryan on ESPN Radio 101.7 The Team. We are rocking it with you today. We need to pick it up today.
I'm surprised you had that song on.
Why?
Does your wife know about that?
What?
Will is coming out.
That is, why would she know? You're the one who just said it, and it's not even factual.
Yeah, I just threw you
I
for
can't
a
even
loop.
believe you knew the words to that song.
They were just on.
Well, I know. I'm surprised that you knew. Oh, you learned it that fast.
I heard the song. I listened to the lyrics. And
I don't think they said any lyrics. It was just an instrumental. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that.
Will is correct here. They only had the hook.
So you knew the words before this came on.
I heard the words.
The producer just told you.
I think the producer's on your team.
Is this bad?
I love it. Okay, so anyway, I don't know if anybody saw this. ESPN on Thursday came out with, or Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. Came out with an article about DraftKings and FanDuel. This guy apparently had been working on it for a year, since last year. Had been trying to put together an article about the implosion. That was the exact word, implosion of DraftKings and FanDuel, saying that they weren't regulated well enough to succeed. They blew up too fast. They didn't have the right stuff in place, and it just wasn't going to continue working. So, let's get your thoughts, both of you, because you both have gentlemen that you use, gentlemen of the night, that you use to help you win money on sporting events. Correct? Am I not correct?
I'm gonna have. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It rhymes with cookie.
Again, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No?
You must have heard the commercial. But hey, that's a good point, though. I mean, it all goes with kind of what you're saying is, there's all these offshore betting accounts, and George Bush passed a law when he was president that you couldn't actually, a bank can't actually pull money out of your account, stating that it's for offshore betting accounts. So now these offshore betting accounts, they show you when you deposit money, they show that it's like you bought a piece of furniture from China or something. So
that's super weird.
So to get around it, yeah. So my point is, I mean, if people, and it kind of goes back to like you guys are talking about the gun laws and, should they be banned? It's like, if somebody wants to bet, they're going to go with Ookie, right? You said the cookie, or they're going to go with these offshore accounts. Or, it's like, if these guys want to throw $5 of their money in this pot and play daily fantasy, I mean, what the heck, bro? I just.
So you're thinking that it should all be legal anyway?
Oh, totally, man. I mean, absolutely. I mean, some of the states that, that are blocked by daily fantasy sports, one being Nevada, go figure, you wonder why, because, Nevada doesn't want daily fantasy competing with their day in and day out business, which is the sports books, which, football last year for Nevada had the biggest winning season for Nevada out of all time.
Really?
So, totally.
Well, see, that's interesting because FanDuel, DraftKings, they're both worth over $1 billion. And DraftKings itself had revenue of $3 billion last year. And that's crazy money. That's crazy money to be spending on this. And so you think that our legislators would have to look at that and say, like, we got to do something about it because it's still happening anyway.
Totally.
Right? What do you think, Ryan?
I'm reading the Fortune article right now to determine the value of both DraftKings and FanDuel. I'm nerding out.
But it says it in there. They're worth $1 billion each.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's good for the economy, man.
I think so. I think it is. What do you think, Mike?
Well, I think this is one of those things where it's happening, and I don't always buy into the just because it's happening, it should be okay mentality.
All right.
But I do think that just like I'm going to take this in another direction, away from guns and away from betting, I think that there is an opportunity to help with our national deficit by taxing some of these things. Particularly, you look at what's happening in Colorado and the way that they're gaining tax revenues off of marijuana.
Yeah.
And I do believe that if people are going to do it, and I don't think it's morally wrong, I'll go ahead and say that right now, because I do think that there's people that will base this argument on morals and how gambling is something that should not be done. I don't have a problem with it. And if the entire country has an opportunity to gain from it and help with everything that's happening in terms of deficits and, continual budget shortfalls, let's find a way to regulate it. And I know that goes against what a lot of people believe too, because it's like just something else the government doesn't need to have their hand in. But if there's an opportunity for something good to come out of this, let's make it happen.
Well, I totally agree, because what are the backdoor numbers going to be? Those back alley bets. Like, what's that going to be? But if you've got a legal place to do this, more people, I think, would come out. You'd see revenues jump, just like with Colorado marijuana. I mean, they're funding education now. So I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I think it should be. Okay, Ryan's put down his phone reading the article, and you've got something to say.
Well, so I listened to you guys while reading. I was doing two things. I agree with the fact that we could use it as a revenue generating source for taxes. However, so both companies are valued. Mm-hmm. Valued, that's the key word here, at north of $1 billion. Mm-hmm. But they are having trouble gaining more money because of legislative situations that they're in right now. So the articles are kind of playing off of each other.
Yeah.
Are they imploding? No. Are they growing at the pace that they were? No, because of the legality situations that they're in. So I think what we need to do is tell everyone, get the heck out of their way and let them do what they want to do.
That's free market society.
That's called capitalism. That's called the United States of America.
But the comparison that they made was to Uber, and that's what we were talking about earlier, was the same thing. You have all these, and I'm going to use your dirty word, all these unions, the taxi unions, are now saying that because it's taking money out of their pocket, they're not able to function, that all of a sudden they shouldn't be able to function. You know what I mean? And so Uber's in the same boat as these guys because they're facing legislative action or court action that's inhibiting them from fully...
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. I'm not arguing with you.
Back in the day, for those of us that are old enough to remember, when you used to dial a telephone, you actually had an operator that was sitting in a little room that would plug...
Wait. What is an operator?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. What are you
Okay.
talking about?
A long time
ago. Was there
ago.
like a phone that hooked to the wall? Is that what you're saying?
It had a tail?
Okay.
Were you,
anyway,
like, restricted?
back in the day, you used to have phones at home, and you would call on the phone, you'd ask for a number, and the operator put that in. There's hundreds of thousands of jobs.
Okay.
They're gone. They're gone now.
Because of the advancement of technology.
Correct.
Okay.
So what we should tell the taxi drivers is we don't want to advance technology.
No,
That's crazy.
I
But
love getting in yellow cabs with puke. It's amazing.
There's something to be said about that. There's an adventure happening.
I've had the experience. I'm good.
But this is just like a simple math lesson here or science lesson. For every action, there's a reaction. Just like with the advancement of technology moving forward, the communication industry, although a bunch of operating jobs were lost, there were tons of jobs created by people laying the line and building the network. I mean, in fact, we have somebody outside right now working on our cell phone towers that are in our backyard here. And you have to react by those things. I mean, the cab industry has got to find a way to react and counter the Uber measures, or just stop being a cab driver and go be an Uber driver. I'm actually going through that process myself right now.
You're going to be an Uber driver?
Yeah, man.
I thought about that.
Very seriously.
But my vehicle, I don't think people would get in.
I'm using the soccer mom car. I'm borrowing my wife's car on the weekends and going to go do the bar
Dude, you
hours.
can make some good extra money.
I think so. But I also think I need to come visit you guys before I do that.
Absolutely.
Make sure I'm
Please do.
ready to rock and roll. But the money actually is very, very good. Uber works in a way that they have limited overhead because they're not responsible for all of the insurance. They actually do provide an insurance policy and all of those things. And it's actually, if you switched out of the cab industry into the Uber industry, I guarantee you'd make more overnight.
But see, that's the problem, and we're going to get some hate. I can guarantee we're going to get some emails about this. The problem, though, is that with the union, that's not what they want to do, though.
Correct. You're absolutely right, Will. You know, we're going down a political slope right now on this show.
I don't know if
We're running out of time to talk about fantasy.
Yeah, and we got fantasy football to talk about. So
All right,
let's just
good.
say,
Okay, we're done. Yeah,
before
go.
we talk about fantasy, I know today's Saturday, and after this, I'm about to probably try to hit the golf course. But let's remind everybody when they can tune into you guys, man. Because
let's talk about that. So we struck a new deal with ESPN Radio.
Oh, come on, man! You guys' ratings were so high that they just decided.
We're reaching 67 million people every Saturday at 1. That's how many people we're reaching. So hopefully on Sundays at 8, we're going to reach 109 million people before football.
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Just before football.
Just before football.
We are your football, pro football, go-to guys. And sports and guns.
And Will and Ryan's therapy sessions for free.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
It's going to be, I'm actually really excited about it because it's going to be right before football, be right before pregame. We're going to talk a lot of fantasy. We'll talk a lot of football. I'm pumped for it. Are you? You are super pumped right now.
Well, my plan is, I know Ryan, with his daily fantasy leagues, so he's like up to date. But my plan is to listen to I'm going to devote one of my leagues solely to your guys' expertise and opinion. So when I call in, I'm going to say, where do I put who?
Draft.
And now
I'm going to draft some Deion Sanders.
I'm hoping you can take me
Rice.
to the top, right?
Oh, you're going on our top 10 all time already.
Oh, I kind of teased it a little bit.
Yes, you did.
We're going to talk about our top 10 on the other side. Let's just do it. Let's get into it. So we're going to go to break. I hope you're prepared. That gives you a few minutes to
I'm prepared. As I said, I don't need anything.
Oh, man. I know he's so just cocky. It's okay. All right, we'll see how good he is on the other side, right?
Moving to next Sunday.
Next Sunday, 8 to 10.
Ryan and Will, baby.
It's going to be fun. ESPN Radio 1017 team, Caliber Sports and Show with Will and Ryan. I want them to understand. Why?
That song is called Fantasy Football.
No, I think it's called Fantasy.
It's just called Fantasy,
Yeah.
and she's also one of my childhood crushes.
Oh, yeah.
And most men in America.
And here's the deal. Also, Jennifer Lopez broke up with her boyfriend this week, so I'm going to LA tomorrow.
Is that your hall pass? Like that's the hall pass?
Oh, I get multiple hall passes. I'm just saying.
We have like a top 5 list in my house.
No, there you go. Do you have a list?
Like
I
given the
don't have a list.
opportunity.
No.
No, I've got mine at home.
Oh, wow. That's what we're going with? Oh, man. And Robbie doesn't need a hall pass. So, anyway, it's the Caliber Sports and Show with Will
Robbie
Ryan.
just needs a pass.
Let's get into fantasy because
Let's do
we've
it.
only got
Top
a few
10 all
minutes.
time.
So,
Top 10 all time.
are we doing top 10 of all time first? That's what you want to do?
We're doing all time.
Okay. So
I'm prepared
last
for all.
week we talked about going. We wanted to go top 10 of all time. Robbie's frantically looking at his phone right now. Mike's prepared. Ryan's got his. So I'm gonna let you start. So we're gonna start with your quarterback, all time quarterback. Go.
For fantasy
fantasy
football
purposes.
purposes, best
Yeah.
of all time is Peyton Manning.
What?
Good. Hey,
That's a good one.
I actually agree with that, dude. Or Tom
he's
Brady,
off-
but hey, can we determine what the roster is? So we're going with 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, and a kicker. Is that right, guys?
If we can get through all that. So
Okay, hold on.
Peyton
We gotta
Manning's
stop.
off
We gotta
the.
stop. You're not even talking into your mic. He can't even hear you.
Oh, I'm
You gotta
sorry,
be
guys.
like-
I'm sorry.
I smell Henry Tafoya's mouth on this.
You know, today's
So
today's Saturday, guys. You got to excuse me. I had a little Kahlua in my coffee. So.
we're gonna start over.
We don't have to start all the way
Yeah.
over. Just start this. We're going to start with the top 10 fantasy
Okay.
all time, and then set it up for Robbie since he doesn't know how to do it.
So you got talk into there. So I'm gonna start
All right.
with the top 10. So hold on. You ready?
So he's gonna edit this out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You the man, Mike. Sorry about that. Was that really that bad? You couldn't hear me at all?
Dude, it's 4 feet under your mouth.
All right.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna talk top 10, right? So what did you say? How do you want to do it? You want quarterback, tight end, 2 running backs, kicker.
If we can get through it, let's go.
Okay, let's go. So you said Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Why?
It's fantasy football, and he has the most points of all time in fantasy league.
Oh, that's how you looked it up.
No,
okay.
that's just called common sense.
No, that's good. I like it. All right, whatever. Who are you going with?
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. There's so many great quarterbacks, but I agree with Ryan and Peyton Manning. I mean, when he was with the Colts and even the first year with Denver, I mean, and the points and his stats were just through the roof.
But you have to choose somebody else. They already chose Peyton Manning.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
I'll go with the quarterback that did me justice for the last 5-6 years.
Go.
My man, Drew Brees.
Okay, Mike.
I'm going Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay. I'm going Johnny Manziel. I'm just kidding.
Man, in my
All
league,
three
you
of
would have
these
been
guys.
stuck with it.
All 3 of these guys looked right at me. Tom Brady for me.
Not bad.
All right. Okay, where do you want to go? Tight end?
Running back.
Okay, running back. Go.
Lindanian Tomlinson.
Ooh.
Look, man, you're just like, that's all you're doing is Googling these guys.
No.
And that's fine.
I
That's
have some
part of
great
the
picks.
game. All right.
You put me first. You made me get. You let me
I know
go
I should
first.
switch it up on the next one. All right. Running back.
Hey, LT was the man, though, dude. But I'd have to go with my boy, Walter Payton.
Dude, I was just going to choose him.
That was a good one. That
Even
was a
though
good
that
one.
wasn't fantasy back then, he's the man.
All right, I'll go Jim Brown.
That's a good one.
Emmitt Smith, man.
Oh, get out of here with
That's
that.
good.
You can't choose any Cowboys.
Wah, wah, wah. Snake draft. That makes me first here, right?
Yeah, you're up.
I'll back Emmitt Smith up with Adrian Peterson.
Oh.
Good.
I'm going to go Barry Sanders.
Dang it.
Okay.
Nice.
I had no prep for this, but I mean, again, I'm just gonna have to go
You have a
back to the
phone.
last 6-7 years for me, and in a PPR league, you got to go Forte, man. I mean, that guy was a beast.
Marshall Falk. Come on.
Nice.
Let's get serious.
Nice.
I know. Okay, so Ryan, back to you. Where are we at now?
What are we doing?
Wide
So we did our
receivers.
2. Let's go wide
Jerry
receivers.
Rice.
This is really
You-
unofficial.
hey.
Ryan's had the first pick in every round except for one.
I thought this was a snake draft, baby.
Yeah, this thing was supposed to be back to me, so I'll take Jerry Rice.
Oh!
Just to be spiteful.
Oh, that was good.
If we're talking like 1 to 2 year highlight people, you got to put Calvin Johnson up there. I mean, I know
that's a good one.
He was a little weak last year, man, but I know he's retired now. But when that dude was in his prime, unstoppable.
Okay, go. Who?
Chris Carter. All I did was catch touchdowns. Jeez Louise,
Yeah,
man.
that's a good one.
So you taking him?
Yeah, I'm going to take Chris Carter.
You guys suck. Then I'll take Steve Largent.
You guys suck. I'll take Randy Moss. I got Rice and Moss on either side of my field.
Dude, Mike's like really into this.
But now,
He's
Mike,
like,
but now
Ryan's
Mike's
talking
first
trash.
every time.
do what?
Now Mike's been first every time.
No, I was
Well,
just last in that
you
one.
get two because
Now it's back to you.
now it's you.
And we're doing...
Okay, so we did wide
Steve
receivers.
Largent. Get out of here.
Are you kidding me? I'll take Michael Irvin.
I got the best combo of all time here. Ocho Stinko and Terrell B.O. Owens, baby. The illest duo.
We can't take both of them at the same time.
Yeah, you
Yeah, man,
really
they
would.
both played for the Bengals. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
This is not a 2-for-1 special. This
the
isn't
duo.
happy hour draft time.
Okay. I'll take Ocho Stinko, man.
I think he's officially Chad Johnson again.
Is he back to Chad Johnson?
Yeah, he changed his name.
Will?
Don Hudson.
Yeah.
Going old school.
Like
huh?
super old school. Okay, now
Right.
what? So we did our wide receivers.
That leaves me, right?
Yeah, that's you.
I'm at the end of this.
Oh, well, didn't you just take two? Oh, we did three. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know how this is going. I'm getting confused. But if T.O. is on the board, I'll take T.O.
You can take T.O. because Robbie took Chad Ocho Stinko. What about Lynn Swan? Would
have been good.
Tim Brown.
What the heck's going on here? Are we on tight ends yet?
I think
surprised-
Ryan's supposed to start now, but I don't know.
Tight ends, Tony Gonzalez.
Since Ryan has Peyton Manning as quarterback, I'm surprised he didn't take like Reggie Wayne as his wide receiver.
Marvin Harrison was
with a
going to be
1-2 punch.
Marvin Harrison was going to be my next one, who just went into the Hall of Fame.
I think this
the
is
most
falling apart now.
Hey, okay, tight ends. We're back on track. The
ends.
Gronk, baby, the Gronk.
I don't even know what order we're in anymore.
I don't know.
It's
either.
random.
I'm taking Mike Ditka.
Classic.
That's actually not bad. He was the first kind of new age tight end.
Mike is so frustrated right now because he wants it to be so organized. He's got his sheet. I know nobody can see this. He's got his sheet. He's like marking everything down.
Trying to keep track here.
He's trying to keep track. We're all over the place. We're so ADD. You asked for this. You asked for this.
I did. This is totally on me.
Talk some football.
See, I think I thought Mike had this show a little better organized, but when you're talking these greatest of all time.
Robbie's mic's off. You can't hear him anymore.
That's good. I like it.
Just got put in the penalty box. You can hang
Robbie's
tight for
in
a
the
minute.
penalty
You
box.
missed one draft pick.
He got deducted a draft pick.
He did.
Okay.
Call me Roger Goodell. I'm the Roger Goodell at the radio station.
Mike is the new Roger Goodell.
Are you ready to come back and behave yourself, Robbie?
He said yes, please.
Thank you, sir.
Are we on defenses yet?
Okay, go ahead.
Chicago Bears, 85.
Oh, well, way to go out on a limb there.
Man, I'll tell you what. I know. I've been talking a lot of new age stuff, but dude, it's hard not to go with the Broncos of last year, man. They single-handedly won the whole season for them.
That's pretty good, actually.
I'm cutting Robbie off. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I will. I will go with the steel curtain.
Oh.
Which year?
72.
Oh, see, we have to do years now?
Yes.
He didn't think I knew the answer to that question.
I didn't. So he got me. Good.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with the Packers.
The Packers.
The Reggie White
What?
age.
Oh, okay. So
Why
like,
wouldn't
Reggie
you
White
go
era.
with the 83 Giants with Lawrence Taylor?
Ooh, LTs. All right.
Fools.
this guy.
I know, man. Like, you already had your pick.
All right, since Ryan's just spouting off, I'm taking Vinatieri as my kicker. I win. And I think this is over officially. My team will destroy all of yours.
Oh.
We got just a little bit of time left here to talk about current fantasy.
Okay. So let's talk some current fantasy football then. All right. So I printed out for you, and I didn't print it out for Robbie because I just didn't. The Standard Auction League cheat sheet from ESPN.com. So those of you who haven't done it yet, ESPN.com actually has a pretty cool interactive cheat sheet. You can do all kinds of leagues, PPR, auction, whatever you want to do. You can do it all, print your stuff out, and take a look. So I wanted to ask, because you three are all into the daily stuff, And the leagues. Robbie's in 55 leagues. Mike's in 47. Ryan's in 105 leagues this year. So I wanted to see what you guys thought of these values given to some of these top players. Now, you guys were just saying Gronk. You would take Gronk, right? And you said no, Ryan.
While Ryan is analyzing this sheet, I will step in here and say I agree. I'm a little nervous about Gronk right now just because of the preseason injury. I don't trust him. He's injury prone. I wouldn't go out of my way to get him. If he's there, obviously you're going to take him later in the draft. But
the average for him right now is $43. What do you have on your sheet?
So I don't have an auction sheet, but my question for Mike would be, who do you take? Who's been more valuable than Gronk the last 3 years, minus Jimmy Graham when he was in New Orleans?
Well, in that particular system,
because he's had injury problems.
Are you going to let me answer the question?
Yeah, but no, I just want to finish because he's had injury problems from time to time the last 3 years, but he always has productive years in the form of him being a top 1 to 3 tight end and even top 10 to 20 in scoring total.
I'm just saying I'm concerned with him missing substantial time. I know this is supposed to be just a minor thing, and it's probably not going to be anything major, but to me, getting hurt already seems like that's a sign of things to come. So I would take his counterpart at a much better value in New England with Bennett. I think that's something that's going to work really well there. If you remember the great Hernandez Gronk years, they were both really, really great fantasy producers.
Well, and the difference between Gronk and Bennett is $41.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's value there. I don't think that's kind of like one of my sneaky sleeper picks.
Let's just hope that Bennett doesn't end up in the same place that Hernandez is.
I think we can all agree on that.
Wait, Hernandez? I can't draft Hernandez this year?
Only on the all-prison team, which we're going to get to next week.
Didn't we put like the Minnesota Vikings on
the entire line of the Minnesota Vikings are on the all-prison team?
Got the best running back with O.J. Simpson.
Quarterback by Burt Reynolds from The Longest Yard. We can include movie prison characters.
Oh, movie prison characters also count. All right. So Derek Carr was one that you guys were talking about right before the show. Because
Well, that's because So Robbie brought in a book, RotoWire. They had Derek Carr as the 20th pick for quarterbacks. That's crazy. That's insane. He should be above Marcus Mariota.
Well, he's number 15 on this one.
I'm telling you what he showed me.
I'm just saying.
So even on 15, I think he's too low. I think he's going to have a breakout year. He is definitely going to be better than Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles is
You're
pretty good
really
last year.
upset about this, right?
Bortles has got some pretty solid receivers on the up and up. I think that those guys both have a pretty similar career arc right now. I think they're both going to have really good years, and if you could get them as backups or low valuable picks, I would take both those guys.
I would take Kirk Cousins.
No, man. Hey, that's not a bad sleeper pick.
Tony Romo is above Derek Carr, yet he's hurt.
Well, I'm just saying. I printed this out on Thursday before the game.
I think Tony Romo's expected to be okay, though, right, Mike? I'm not up to date on current news.
No, he's in the hospital right now.
Well, Will's praying. Will was poking his Tony Romo voodoo doll last night with 45 needles and hoping that something substantial would happen. They're not really sure. I mean, I feel like they're being a little coy with everything. I mean, Tony Romo went down. They're saying it's not a major deal, but at the same time, they're not necessarily saying what has happened to this point. I would be concerned.
Yeah, because it's his back again, right?
Exactly. They're saying it could just be like a little nick, but I would be concerned. I wouldn't draft Tony Romo. I would, however, consider paying attention to Tony Romo and looking at a guy like Dak Prescott on the waiver wires.
Man, Dak, he had a pretty good game on Thursday.
He did have a really good game. I think that he is quietly shutting up some of the naysayers, but at the same time, you have to take this for what it is in preseason football.
Absolutely.
It's nothing crazy, but I do think the Cowboys fans should be nervous right now on all of this, and anybody looking to draft Cowboys players, because you're probably only going to look at Zeke Elliott, Des Bryant.
If he's not smoking pot.
He's not smoking. Listen.
But you said that he's going to be
here's the thing.
Rookie of the year. He's going to be rookie of the year, but halfway through, he's also going to be like,
listen, suggesting that he did anything wrong by walking into a pot store is suggesting that anybody in the NFL is doing something wrong by going to a strip club or a bar.
Ooh, what do you have to say about that one?
He didn't buy anything. There's nothing there, and you can't blame him for being curious. That's right. As long as the test comes clean, he's fine. And you know the test is coming, so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just not willing to convict the dude just for going into a pot shop. Then I'm guilty. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Also,
Joe
no receipts.
Cash only.
You're talking about cooking equipment, right?
Yeah,
Pot chop.
that's right.
That's
Gardening
fun.
equipment, gardening pots.
Gardening pots. No, I get it.
How about everybody's sleeper pick?
Well, I already gave you mine pretty much with the Bennett pick. I also think, I mean, if you're looking at tight ends for this year, somebody that is probably going to be a little more on the radar, Richard Rodgers in Green Bay. I think we all saw what he was capable of doing last year. He might be somebody.
What about Jordan Cameron from Miami?
You know, man, I mean, the thing about Cameron is he's like boomer
As a
bust.
sleeper pick.
I don't know. I mean, because he's had a couple years in the league, and he's just been so up and down. I've had him on my team a couple years, and it's like unreliable. He might be like the comebacker, you know, so I don't know if it's a sleeper or not.
I'm going with Tyler Lockett.
Man, you know what I am kind of bummed about? I'll tell you this. Alfred Morris had a pretty good game on Thursday, and I'm really bummed that the Redskins let him go.
Has that happened with the Redskins another time? Did they lose like a high caliber running back?
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about?
I'm just wondering.
Why are you rubbing this in my face?
I'm just.
Like
Do you remember?
you're smiling. We're not talking about it.
Could we have a draft of players that the Redskins let go?
You probably could. And just use all the jerseys from my garage.
Or we could have the worst draft ever and start with like worst free agent draft and start with like guys like
Johnny
Albert
Manziel.
Hainsworth.
Oh, yeah. No, for real. 92
Deion
million.
Sanders last year.
Brett Favre with the Vikings.
Oh, that was a great deal for them though. I mean, they ended up going to the NFC Championship with him.
He had one really, really good year.
Who did he finish? He finished with the Jets.
No, he finished with the Vikings.
Oh,
he
geez,
went to
man.
the Jets.
Oh, that's right. Well, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I'm sorry.
He actually played really good for even the Jets until he threw his shoulder out.
Till he sent some pictures.
True, that too.
Till he did that. Till that was out. Literally. I'm sorry, Mike. I apologize. Normally we're really good, man. I think everybody's off their game today. One last thing then, really quick, before we break away on this beautiful afternoon. I appreciate you being here, Robbie. It's been fun.
Thank you guys
To me,
for
it's
having
been
me, dude.
fun. I know Mike's hat is just flying everywhere. I was reading on Thursday that the Raiders organization officially trademarked the Las Vegas Raiders, so it looks like that's going to happen.
No,
That's kinda
that's
crazy.
not uncommon.
That's going to happen. You don't think they're going to go to Vegas?
I don't know if they'll go to
I think
Vegas,
they'll
but I
go.
don't. That's not uncommon for people to trademark multiple names.
I understand, but why would you do that
Calibers
without?
does it.
Well, yeah, you went crazy with that. I'm just saying, if you're thinking
I
about
think
going,
it's-
that's the
so
anticipation is there.
Maybe next week we can, on our first Sunday show, we
Yeah.
can talk about that.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's a brilliant idea. I think that there's very few teams that could get away with it also.
Okay.
And for professional sports, there's only one professional sports team that or organization or league that could do it, and that's the NFL because there's only 8 home games.
Well, it's been fun today. We'll talk about all this next week. Catch us at our new time, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Sundays, starting next week. It's the Caliber Sportsman Show with Will and Ryan. Thanks for bearing with us today. It's been a fun one. We out.